I just want to do what we would call a ward round. In our clinic, we have an addictions treatment clinic, and just periodically I pop into each client and see how they're doing and just have a look at their step work with them and connect with them. And that's what I want this to be. It's just an informal chat, and I want to chat to you about this program that you've undertaken. I want to remind you of how brave it is of you to try to take responsibility for the chaos within chemical dependency. Amazing courage, fantastic. But as we go into the program and we start doing the written work, we asked all these probing questions like, how did your alcohol affect you socially, physically, financially? And then we ask questions like, have you ever been promiscuous? And wow, man, the questions that the FBI wouldn't even think of asking. But we want to step into the dynamics of your addiction and do some reconditioning with you, all right? Okay, so I want to talk to you about the physiology of chemical dependency, how the substances affect how we operate, how the brain works and how the kidneys respond and how the liver works. All right, it's just the physiology of chemical dependency. Firstly, the brain. Let me talk about the brain. When my wife takes a glass of wine, I was going to say a few glasses of wine. She's never taken a few glasses of wine. When she takes a glass of wine, more often than not, before she gets to the bottom of the wine, I start to realize that she's got that smile. It suits her so much. But she just takes on this, so cute, man, okay? And I say, what's happening, honey? And invariably she says, the wine has gone to my head. I feel lightheaded. And it's just the perfect analogy, and it's the perfect description. Let me explain what's happened. She's taken the glass of wine, and the first point of contact, physiological contact of the wine, of the substance. Once the substance gets into the system, the first point of contact is the frontal lobe system of the brain. And the frontal lobe system of the brain releases dopamines and endorphins, and so hence the smile. So that's the physiological effect that the glass of wine has on my wife's brain. Now, that applies to all of us, okay? We get, I feel really lightheaded. That's exactly what's taken place. We've taken the glass of wine, and the glass of wine has been the key to the pleasure dome. Okay? If we keep bombarding the system with that, the brain loses the ability to perceive reasons and react to reasons that should release dopamines and endorphins. When you look at a baby or a puppy or a kitten, the brain, it's so cute. The alcoholic thinks, I want a drink. It's brain damage, in effect. It is repairable. This is not irreparable at this point. Right, here's the scary part now, okay? We have, in our line of work, we meet various kinds of drunk. Happy drunk, sad drunk, angry drunk, funny drunk. They're one person without the drink, and they might be quite subdued, quite isolated, quite introvert. Then they take a drink and the page turns. They become extrovert, loud, noisy, irritating. And I hear a lot of husbands and wives say to me, my wife she drinks too much. She's a lovely girl before she has a drink, and then she turns into the wicked witch of the West. My husband is such a nice guy until he drinks, and then he turns into the Hulk and he thinks he's Superman and he gets flirtatious. And I listen, and over 25 years I sit and with this conclusion, the person that we have before the drink, the nice lady before the drink, the lovely guy before the drink, is a chameleon. He or she is fitting in just to not cause any ripples. The niceness that you see is veneer. It's a smoke screen. When he or she drinks, she turns into something else. That's who she really is. That's the one that needs treatment. But that's the monster we need. When we do addiction treatment with our facility, I go hunting for that monster. We get the husband or the wife away from the alcohol. Then somewhere around about week 2, I go hunting for that monster, and I bring out the argumentative, vindictive, flirtatious, aggressive, weepy comedian, because the drink releases the true self. When the alcohol is consumed, another person comes out. That's the one that we need to work with, okay? The brain is protected by what's known as the blood-brain barrier. The blood-brain barrier, okay? The blood-brain barrier protects the brain from toxins that we might take into our bloodstream. The blood-brain barrier doesn't allow these toxins to go through the brain because it could have detrimental impact on our brain. Alcohol penetrates the blood-brain barrier. This is shocking news, man. This is really scary. So when we wake up after a 3 or 4 day binge and we say, oh, what have I done? And then we say, I'm so sorry, I really didn't mean it. You did mean it. Something inside of you really meant it. And that's what we want to get in touch with. So this program is not about putting down the substances, writing out a load of assignments, and then not getting drunk for however long. This program is about really taking ownership of who we've become and who we are trying to hide. I watched Lord of the Rings 2 or 3 times, and my favourite character, because I can identify with him, was Smeagol, Gollum. He comes out of the swamp and he's untidy, unkept, and he's looking for the rings. My precious! That's how I used to wake up every morning, man. I was a heroin and amphetamine addict for 13 and a half years. And I would wake up and I would be clean shaven, ex-military man, so I'd get up in the morning and I'd take a shower, get clean, check myself out in the mirror, but behind my eyes, where's my precious? When I brought my Gollum to the surface, I learned to walk in harmony with it. Once I had put down the substances, I got clean in prison. Most of you know I got clean in prison, and I had 6 months of my sentence left to serve. And by the time I got to the end of my sentence, I was sober, I was clean, I was hopeful, I had a future, but I knew there's a baboon hiding in the bush somewhere. And it was my responsibility to go looking for that baboon and bring it out and say, listen guys, this is me, this is what I did. Okay, I wasn't thinking straight, well voila, that's not rocket science. Okay, I was angry, fearful, blah, blah, blah. So just be encouraged, guys. When you start to feel feelings through the written assignments that we set for you in this part 1 section, we want those feelings. This Gollum, this baboon behind the bush, is a silhouette of who you really are. We're going to shine, we're going to open the curtains on that bully, that tart, that flirt, that romancer, that gambler. We're going to open the curtains, and then when these moments do come along where you hear, "It's my precious," it's going to be a whisper of what it used to be. We're going to get you there, okay? I'm Colin. You know where we are if you need us. You get back to that step work. When the feelings come, don't be scared of them, okay? Don't be scared of your feelings. Nobody ever died from feelings, okay? We're going to take you into those feelings. We're going to expose why those feelings, and we're going to lead you out of those feelings. Some of those feelings you're going to have to walk in harmony with, but the more mature your recovery gets, the more immature those lying feelings and messages become. This program works.